Bounces underneath, easy lay for Howard. As Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul. Cunningham connects on another three. Boston, good look inside. Howard lays it in. Cunningham connects on a three. Cunningham again. Nice find from McDonald, and Howard lays it in. Shot clock at 3. Finds Howard. Her jumper, sure. Cunningham.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark sits on the bench, frustrated but supportive, watching her team battle without her for the 7th straight game. But something incredible is happening. The Indiana Fever just pulled off their 5th consecutive win, marking their longest winning streak in a decade. They're now sitting pretty in 5th place, just 1.5 games away from 2nd place. How is a team supposed to fall apart without their superstar doing the exact opposite? So how exactly did the Fever destroy the Seattle Storm? What did Natasha Howard do that put her alongside Tamika Catchings? And Sophie Cunningham did that made her teammates call her Firecracker? If you support the Fever, then comment, "I've got the fever." Let's go!
That's a PNW win! W's in the chat.
W's in the chat.
Oh my gosh. That one just aged me, but we're getting better. Shoot, good win. Win's a win.
A dub is a dub, so keep on rolling.
Here's what most people don't understand about the Fever's current situation. This isn't just another regular season game. The Indiana Fever entered the game against the Seattle Storm sitting in 6th place with a 16-12 record, but within striking distance to get the 2nd seed entering the playoffs. Every single game matters now for playoff seeding and home court advantage. You can't afford to lose games when the standings are this tight.
So you're kind of part of the jumble in the standings where you're 16-12, Seattle's 16-12, which a lot of teams kind of game above, game below. Just how important does it make this game and this road trip?
I mean, I think that the situation that we're in right now, every game is important. And, you know, every game that we're playing is there's got to be a sense of urgency. And oftentimes in the second half of the season that happens anyway, but certainly the way that things are with the standings and, you know, opportunities to get wins and get tough wins on the road are important. But, you know, we have to take it one game at a time, and we have to be where our feet are, and we got to attack a great Seattle team.
This West Coast road trip could make or break their entire season. They still have tough games against Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Minnesota coming up. Those teams won't make it easy. The pressure is real because a bad road trip could drop them out of playoff position completely. But here's the crazy part. Without Clark, the Fever discovered something powerful. They're not just surviving, they're actually playing their best basketball in a decade. 7 straight games without their superstar, and they're currently 9 wins, 7 losses in games without her. That's not supposed to happen when you lose your best player.
I think first and foremost, we got a great group of women. You know, they're team first. They pull for one another. They're selfless, and they're capable. And you know, when you have that, it just they've been resilient all year long, and they rally together. They're a connected group, and I think that's really important. And we have capable players. You know, we certainly play a little differently without Caitlin on the floor. But the confidence that each one of these women has gotten in the ability to make plays in big moments.
The secret to their success lies in something most championship teams eventually learn. When one star goes down, everyone else must level up. Coach Stephanie White talked about how this team's identity transformed from Clark-dependent to collectively unstoppable. Boston became a facilitator. Kelsey Mitchell provided veteran leadership. Howard took on expanded scoring roles. Role players like Ari McDonald stepped up with vital speed and playmaking skills. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull brought the fire.
The depth that we have so that you really never can key on 1 or 2 players. We've got multiple players that can step up and have big games for us. I think it makes us more balanced on the offensive end. And the versatility that we have defensively has been big for us. And so, you know, I think this group's been resilient. They've come together. You know, they're playing really well together, and they play for each other, and you really can't discount how important that is when you're playing for the person beside you.
White actually calls Clark's absence a blessing in disguise because it forced other players to find their roles. The team now runs a more balanced offensive attack with better ball movement and improved defensive versatility. They're harder to scout because different players can hurt you every night. This 5-game winning streak proves the Fever have championship depth. When Clark returns to this improved team, they'll be absolutely dangerous. Think about it. You take a team that's already winning without their best player, then you add that best player back. That's how championship runs start. But it was one player's explosive performance that really caught everyone's attention and earned her a nickname that perfectly captures her impact.
Seattle Storm team's second best defensive rating in the league, but you've been able to find some shots and spots so far today. How have you been able to do that?
Yeah, they're heavy in the paint. We have great post players and they have to cover them. Seattle's a great defensive team. They're long, they're athletic, but the weak side's wide open. So as long as we keep the ball popping, I think we're going to find nice shots.
Sophie Cunningham just lit up Seattle like the 4th of July, but here's what makes her performance absolutely mind-blowing. Most people don't know Cunningham entered this game shooting lights out from three-point range all month long. She's been the league's hottest three-point shooter in July, but she was carrying a massive burden that would have crushed most players.
Gabby Williams storms inside, can't finish it, follows it up into the arms of Bibby, just signed for the rest of the season by Indiana. Been a perfect fit at the stretch 4. Cunningham connects on a 3.
And you just look at her frame, 6'6" and super long.
Cunningham connects on another 3.
The entire Fever team, aside from Cunningham, went 0 for 17 from three-point range in the game against Seattle. Every single player except one completely failed from beyond the arc. Think about that pressure. Your whole team can't buy a three-pointer, and you're the only one keeping the offense alive from deep. That's championship-level mental toughness right there. Cunningham stepped up when it mattered most. She drained 4 three-pointers and scored a season-high 17 points in 33 minutes. She shot an incredible 5 of 6 from the field and 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. When everyone else was struggling, she became the engine that kept this offense running.
You brought it up before, though, and to Noe there. Double overtime game and then a day game today. Cunningham again! Sophie Cunningham, 3 for 3 from deep. Mitchell and Boston would combine for that. You'd never think this would be the score. Cunningham again! Sophie Cunningham has tied her season high, 16 points.
Come in with confidence, and she has certainly been that from the jump of this game.
Her teammates immediately knew they witnessed something special. Natasha Howard called her a firecracker after the game on social media. That nickname captures exactly what Cunningham brings to this team. She explodes when you need her most and provides the spark that ignites everyone else.
It shows the growth that we've had as a team because early in the season we were just so inconsistent, and if teams were to do that, we would normally lose those games, but it just shows that we're getting closer, we're trusting each other, and I think that's the biggest part, is trusting and knowing that we can win those games even if they go on runs.
The numbers behind Cunningham's July shooting spree reveal why she's become the leading candidate for 6th Person of the Year. She's scored in double figures in 8 of her last 10 games. With Clark sidelined, Cunningham stepped into the starting lineup and showed she belongs there permanently. Her clutch shooting kept the Fever alive when their offense could have completely collapsed. Aaliyah Boston said Cunningham's presence on the perimeter opened up opportunities for her to score inside. Even Kelsey Mitchell, who had a tough shooting night, acknowledged Cunningham's impact. Mitchell said Cunningham facilitated for us offensively down the stretch.
It's been a lot of ups and downs in the WNBA this season. To take care of business in a winning streak like this, what does that sort of say about how this team's come together?
Yeah, Seattle's a great team, great team, and it's hard to play here. And so we knew that. We knew that they just came off kind of a bad loss against LA. And so they were hungry for a win. But for us, it's not about other teams. It's about our standard. It's about stacking the days. And I think that where our mental's at as a team and as individuals, we're in a really good spot. And, it's not going to be easy moving forward. But I think today we stayed true to the scout. We trusted the offense. Kelsey has been having a hell of a season. She was a little bit off, but she facilitated for us offensively down the stretch. And it just shows that everyone has something to give, even if your scoring's not going to be there. But I don't know, I'm just proud of our team, and I'm proud that we stacked today.
This performance shows how championship teams find different heroes every night. Cunningham proved that role players can become superstars when the moment demands it. Her teammates recognize she's becoming irreplaceable to this team's success. But while Cunningham was lighting up the scoreboard, another Fever player was quietly making franchise history. Aaliyah Boston just did something no Indiana Fever player has ever accomplished, and it's changing how we view her entire career. Boston grabbed her 6th consecutive double-double with 16 points and 12 rebounds against Seattle. But this wasn't just another good game. She officially broke Caitlin Clark's previous franchise record of 5 straight double-doubles. Think about that for a second. She surpassed the record of her superstar teammate.
Here's Boston. Boston, good look inside. Howard lays it in. Nobody in the league at 6'4" or taller averages more assists than Aaliyah Boston. Well, you know, what happens off a deflection from a defensive player if it hits the rim? Shot clock still would reset. It doesn't have to be a shot. As Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul.
Many questioned whether Boston could handle expanded responsibilities without Clark running the offense. Critics wondered if she'd fold under pressure when the spotlight shifted to her. Would she crumble when teams started game planning specifically to stop her? The answer came back loud and clear. Boston became the fastest center in WNBA history to reach 100 assists in a season while setting this new franchise record. She's not just scoring and rebounding, she's running the offense and making everyone around her better.
Here's McDonald. Bounces to Boston, center of the lane, able to flip it in. It's another double-double for Aaliyah Boston. Here's Mitchell. Good look. Boston finishes plus the foul. A chance for 3 for Aaliyah Boston. See Mitchell.
And it has to be frustrating for Kelsey Mitchell the way she shot the ball today, but you continue to work, continue to play hard. She makes the right decision.
Coach Stephanie White calls Boston the rock of our team and praises her basketball IQ that most fans never fully appreciated. White trusts Boston completely on both ends of the court. Her teammates rely on her leadership and consistent production night after night. Boston's transformation into a facilitator and offensive hub shows a level of growth that surprises even veteran coaches. She adapted her game completely when the team needed it most.
I mean, AB's been huge for us. She's really been the key. She came into this league predominantly playing on the low block, getting a lot of post touches when she was in college and her rookie year. And then, last year, her first year with Caitlin, playing a lot in the two-man. And then this year, we're asking her to be a facilitator as well. A hub for us on the offensive end of the floor while being more versatile on the defensive end than she probably has ever been. And she's just continued to step up to the challenge and grow and be better. She's really the rock of our team.
Her consistency during this winning streak proves she's evolved from a promising rookie into a cornerstone player. Boston scored 9 consecutive points in the fourth quarter against Seattle to help seal the victory. When the game was on the line, she stepped up and delivered. The way Boston dominates both ends of the floor demonstrates why the Fever's future looks so bright. She's only getting better, and her ceiling keeps rising. Boston's record-breaking streak reveals she's not just filling Clark's shoes. She's creating her own legacy and becoming the leader this team desperately needed. Her expanded role as a facilitator opened up opportunities for teammates like Cunningham to thrive. Boston's vision and playmaking skills make the entire offense more dynamic and harder to defend.
She's even-keeled, she's high IQ, everybody trusts her. On both ends of the floor, and she's our backbone, and she's been tremendous for us all year long. And you see when teams key on her defensively and they're not allowing her to get scores, she finds the open player and she makes the right play, and that's huge for us.
While Boston was making history, another veteran was putting together a performance that reminded everyone of Fever legends. Natasha Howard just joined Tamika Catchings in the Fever record books, but the way she did it left everyone speechless. Howard scored 21 points on an incredible 10 of 12 shooting while adding 5 rebounds and 5 assists against Seattle. These numbers tell a deeper story about what happens when veterans embrace their moment. When your superstar is injured, veteran players either step up or crumble under the weight of expectations. Howard chose to step up in a massive way. Her 83% shooting percentage while recording 20-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists puts her alongside Catchings as the only Fever players to achieve this feat in franchise history. That's elite company right there.
Players looking like they need a breather.
Yes.
Cunningham lays it in, going backdoor on Diggins. Well, what happens off a deflection from a defensive player if it hits the rim? Shot clock still would reset. It doesn't have to be a shot. as Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul.
You see her cutting through the lane. Skylar Diggins is inside, so she's the one left to take the Howard cut. What a tough shot by Natasha Howard.
But Howard's leadership goes beyond statistics. She's become the vocal leader and emotional anchor this young team needed desperately. You can see it in how she communicates on the court. She directs traffic on defense. She calls out plays on offense. She keeps everyone focused when things get tough.
Low pass. Mitchell digs it up, using her size on McDonald. Here's McVigor leaving it short. Kelsey Mitchell just 1 of 10 on the day. Off to Hull. Shot clock at 3. Finds Howard. Her jumper. Sure.
It wasn't a lot there. Malonga fronting. Aaliyah Boston making no pass, able to go into the post, and still. Great job by Howard. Flashes, catches it.
Her ability to score efficiently while facilitating for others shows why championship teams need players who can do everything. Howard didn't just hunt her own shots. She created opportunities for teammates and made the right play every single time. That's veteran leadership at its finest. Howard's veteran presence has allowed younger players like Cunningham and Boston to flourish without feeling overwhelmed. She takes the pressure off them by being the steady force they can rely on. When Boston needs help in the post, Howard's there. When Cunningham needs a screen, Howard sets it perfectly.
I survived that. I think it was an 11-0 run by Seattle in the final 5 minutes. Just kind of how gutsy was that to pull that out?
It was very gutsy, you know. Every win ain't gonna be pretty. So I'm happy that we kept our composure even though Seattle went on an 11-0 run. We've been through situations like that, but at the end of the day, we just stayed together and we talked about it and we moved on to the next play.
The way she controlled the game's tempo and made crucial plays in clutch moments reminded fans of the Fever's championship DNA. Howard played with the same intensity and smart decision-making that made Catchings legendary. She understood exactly what moments mattered most and delivered when the team needed her. Howard's historic performance proves that great teams have multiple stars. She's showing why the Fever can compete with anyone when everyone contributes at this level. Her efficiency and leadership make this team dangerous against any opponent in the league. But even with all these heroic performances, the game almost slipped away in the final minutes until one player made the plays that mattered most.
I'm really proud of you guys. There were so many ways in a close game and in game situation where we grew today that were huge for us, y'all. That will pay dividends. So great job. I'm proud of you guys. Everybody contributed. Everybody came in and gave us a lift. Kels, I know it was a tough shooting day, but the way you facilitated and that one big jumper that you made. Right? We dug in and got stops when we needed to. I mean, big time win, y'all. Big time win.
Kelsey Mitchell shot just 3 of 16 from the field and missed all 8 three-point attempts, but she still found a way to be the hero when it counted most. The Fever held a comfortable 12-point lead in the fourth quarter. Then Seattle went on an 11-0 run that cut the lead to just 1 point. You could feel the panic setting in. With the winning streak and playoff positioning on the line, the Fever needed someone to step up and make a play. Their leading scorer was having her worst shooting night of the season. Most players would have folded under that pressure, not Mitchell.
Here's Mitchell. Good look. Boston finishes plus the foul. A chance for 3 for Aaliyah Boston. See Mitchell.
And it has to be frustrating for Kelsey Mitchell the way she shot the ball today, but you continue to work, continue to play hard. She makes the right decision.
Mitchell's clutch layup in the final minutes stopped Seattle's momentum cold. She gave the Fever breathing room when they needed it most. That single play might have saved their entire winning streak. Despite her shooting struggles, Mitchell still contributed 5 assists and 2 steals. Great players impact winning in multiple ways beyond just scoring.
Ogumake, loose handle, lost it. Mitchell up with it, running with McDonald and Boston. Boston gets free and finishes. Timeout, Seattle.
Break for Indiana. Eric McDonald running the left side, helps draw the D, and then the delivery to Aaliyah Boston.
Her ability to stay composed and make the right play under pressure shows the championship mentality this team is developing. Sophie Cunningham praised Mitchell's overall impact, saying, "Kelsey has been playing a hell of a season. She was a little bit off, but she facilitated for us offensively down the stretch."
You just get the feeling at some point the Fever are going to need Kelsey Mitchell to hit a shot. We'll take one here and hit. could use the reset if she has trouble with the inbound. Cunningham gets it into Mitchell. Mitchell dancing to the cup, lays it in. 3-point Indiana lead.
Meanwhile, Clark was fired up on the bench. She shouted, "You were right in front of her," at the referees after they missed another obvious foul call. Mitchell's clutch plays prove that championship teams need players who can deliver when it matters most.
Indiana, and you can see Caitlin saying you were right in front of her. What made you?
The Indiana Fever just proved they're a championship-caliber squad with stars at every position who can win in multiple ways. Sophie Cunningham can light up any team from three-point range. Aaliyah Boston sets franchise records while running the offense. Natasha Howard channels Tamika Catchings' magic on both ends. Kelsey Mitchell delivers clutch plays when it matters most. With Clark's return on the horizon and this incredible depth already proven, the Fever are positioned to make serious noise in the playoffs and beyond. This 5-game winning streak without their superstar shows that true contenders are built on collective greatness, not individual brilliance alone. If you support the Fever, then comment, "I've got the Fever." Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.